Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. There's no astrology in these, so check them out for whichever one speaks to you the most. Sometimes you've got to watch all three to know which that is. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your key to the week, your overarching energy or theme, you have the Moon card. Okay, so the past is alive and kicking in some way, shape or form this week. But it also feels to me like you are quite reflective about something. So it might not necessarily be that a person is coming back from your past. This could be where you are really taking stock of things and looking over. Like, so in all of these different areas of your life, you might be seeing echoes of past experiences and you might be deeply reflective about them. This is actually a very good thing, right? The moon, just like human beings, is a very cyclic being, right? Luna, if you've been with me long enough, you know I am obsessed with the moon. I love her. I have so much love and awe and reverence for Luna, just for everything. See, I'm getting all gushy. I'm going to shut up now. The Moon card, just like people, is very cyclic. And the thing that really strikes me with this is, because we are cyclic and we like patterns and habits and we all have them, you know, even people that are spontaneous have a lot of deeply ingrained patterns and cycles. And when you know those cycles well enough, you can kind of predict what's going to come next, okay? And so this week, in all of these different sectors of your life, like your actions and options, look at that. Okay, look, there's no getting around it, right? So your actions and options is about what you do. The Six of Cups is a card of the past, nostalgia. It's a card of like really happy, fond memories. You got this with the Moon card. That is a trip, a literal trip for a lot of you down memory lane. This is you visiting a place that you lived in, a place that you love, a place that you enjoy. Maybe some of you are booking a holiday to a place that you've already been that you absolutely love. Either which way, a lot of you are revisiting your past in a very physical, tangible way this week. For some of you, this could be a reconnection with somebody who is like a friend, or maybe like some, you know, like when you say you've got a brother from another mother, sister from another mister, you could have a connection with somebody like that. Now, in terms of, come on brain, in terms of, oh my gosh, options that are available to you, which we know Gemini learned them options, that Six of Cups presents you with a chance to reconnect potentially with some really amazing friends. So this is lovely. In terms of your communications and conversations, you've got the King of Wands and fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be coming up into your work life. This could be somebody that maybe you are reconnecting with, but for some of you, I actually feel like this might be that you're gaining recognition, traction, or what's the word? Not accolades. Yeah, accolades, recognition for things that you've already done, for things that you did ages ago that have been out there for a while, and you're like, why is this a thing now? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why does anybody even care about this? I did this ages ago. There could be a resurgence of popularity around something you've already done in your life, in your world. Now, in terms of communication, it is going to ramp up a gear. It's probably going to be quite a busy week in terms of communication. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, again, some kind of recognition for something that you've already done, that you've already forgotten about. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I wouldn't be surprised if someone that you worked with came back to your job this week. For some of you, it will only be a visit, but for others, this might be that somebody literally comes back and they say like, oh, did you know so-and-so is coming back to work here? Whether you're like, yay, or like, would obviously depend very largely on you and your situation. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I wouldn't be surprised if an old post of yours on social media, maybe an old video, something that you have literally long forgotten about, that you're just like, yeah, I did that, it was a thing, great, starts to really gain traction, and you're kind of like, okay, I don't really know what's going on. It's great, but you know what? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is actually you starting to understand the skill set that you have and how you can pass that on. I think this week could actually be a lot of fun for those of you that are retired, so use it wisely. For your love and relations, you've got the Four of Wands. So not only are you connecting with and reflecting on your past this week, but it's in ways that make you truly very genuinely happy and very nostalgic. There's potentially you celebrating or reconnecting with an old partner. Maybe for some of you, this is a friend that you've had for a really long time. For those of you that are single, this could be a friend that you've had for a really long time, somebody that, you know, you've never really looked at each other like that. And then all of a sudden this week, something changes. You reconnect, you see each other after, 6-7 years, whatever. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, how are you? How have you been? And before you know it, you find yourself kind of thinking and feeling like, oh my gosh, like I kind of feel some kind of way about this person. Like, wow. Either way, your love life is taking an upswing this week in a way that feels almost like too good to be true, but it's not, which is wonderful. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, quite frankly, this is you and your partner getting back to the honeymoon stage. Like, there's laughter, there's fun, there's celebration, there are reasons for you to celebrate, and there's also you guys getting back to your fun and your banter. Like every relationship, just like everything else, the moon card is cyclic, right? Sometimes you're having a really great time and the sex is good and the money's flowing and everything's good and you feel deeply connected and bonded, and then sometimes you feel completely apart and you're always arguing and whatnot. It's all just peaks and troughs. It's all just a part of the cycle that we go through, right? And this, I actually think, is you guys getting back to that really nice even keel. So you've got the Four of Pentacles here for your money and materials. This does look like a lot of you are really paying attention to your savings and really starting to rack up, or at least get really serious about your savings goals and plans, because a lot of you, it does seem like you have a very specific goal in mind as to what you want to do with this. Now, I usually see for client work, the Four of Pentacles shows up a lot for people that are saving money for a house. There are other it's right opposite the Four of Wands. So if that is your goal and your target, this week could go a long way to you really setting those plans up in a good way. The finances, the resources this week, it's almost like you're afraid to spend money. Don't be. All right, like whatever it is, especially if it's for celebration, enjoyment, travel to places that you've been before that you enjoy, or even planning a trip, do it. All right, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, a little more tricky, because you've got the 2 fours here, and 2 fours represents insomnia, plus you've got the moon, which means probably that your mind, a Gemini mind going over and over, what a surprise, could be doing 10 to the dozen. And if that is the case, you're just kind of being urged here to remember that you need to sleep in order to process things. When it comes to your home and environment, that Four of Pentacles is you shoring up the walls, and this is you having a lot of conversations around what it means to feel safe and secure in your home and what you require in order to feel stable. You've got this with the Six of Cups. For some of you, you might be making plans to move back to an area that you've already lived in, or quite possibly for a lot of you, you might even start to explore the local area and its nightlife. Very possible. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you want to get your personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. With that said, take care. I wish you all of the best, and I'll see you soon.